Now the thing comes for the second task. The second task, which is about cue card. In that one, um, you will get some related questions, and you have to reply them all together. That means some strategy is to be understood first of all. Like when it comes to learning the speaking task too, no, like it's cue card. Like you should know the story formation. Okay, story formation. How do we form a story? Do you remember that the first time that you heard a story, what did you learn? What did you learn from the story? Like how did you frame the story? What are the different tenses in that? What are the different structures? What were the different uh, simple statements in that? Do you remember that?
Yes, sir. It starts with once upon a time.
Yeah, once upon a time. Can you please tell me something about a story like that you have read in your childhood, or any of the story that you have read till now? Anything. Sanchita will go first, and then I'll ask Ritesh also. You should speak of that. Okay.
Sir, in the nursery class?
In any of the class, you should mention only the story, like whichever story that you are speaking. That I want to just make some indication about tenses and the things that we use in that story. Just go for it first of all. Okay.
Uh, Today I will tell about the story of the sacrifice of the Vasantara.
Mhm.
Uh, Once upon a time there was a boy
Mhm.
named Vasantara.
Mhm.
He was known for his charity.
Okay.
Uh, he was a very
I'm actually gathering the loopholes also. When you are reading a story, you are stopping, no? You are saying, they should look like natural way. It's not like I'm not taking pauses, I'm also taking pauses, but I should be confirmed about my statements. If I'm confirmed about my statements, then I don't think so that I'll take pauses on the frequent basis. Okay, like it's like breaks, breaks in between, so which is not right. Like I'll tell you, I got it. I know that Ritesh is also going to fall back. Okay, we need to fall forward somehow, but actually we fall back. Here it is. Like you should understand, whenever we tell a story, I need to have a context of the story. Okay, any story whatever we make, it used to have a beginning, middle and end. Okay, what it used to have, it all it it is all about us, like how we create a story. It will have a beginning, okay, middle and an end. That means when we narrate an incident also, we used to have a beginning of the incident, we used to have the middle of that one, we used to have end of it. The first thing that we actually learn from the task 2, or that means to say cue card, is we narrate things. What do we do is we narrate things. And how do we narrate the things? How do we narrate the things? Very importantly, we should know this thing, that we narrate the things usually. Usually, I say, it's not always. Usually means normally. Okay, usually in past tense. Obviously, past experience has to be explained in the past tense. Okay, suppose a present experience is asked, that is to be explained in the present tense. Okay, present period of time. So we need to explain the incident in the present, past and the future. Suppose there is any future incident that you're mentioning, let me tell you, I'll tell you the most important thing about uh, this cue card, which may or may not be uh, taught anywhere. Like, it's not the whole thing that is important. Like, it's not like only we can describe this given cue card. It's not only that one story that we can talk about when this question is asked, no, like playing sports or any sport activities given there, or anything like related cue card. Suppose somebody is asking us, describe a sports or a physical activity you did as a child, you should say, that means you're talking about the sports activity. Okay, you did you did as a child. Okay, I remember that for the first time when I gave my speaking test. Okay, and during that time, I did not prepare anything, and I just watched few videos on YouTube and just gave the test. And in the first go, I got 7 bands. Okay, in the first go, I got 7 bands without even preparing anything. In 2-3 days, I got that. Okay, means to say I was natural. First of all, when you reply longer answers, you should be natural. Your tone of speaking should be natural. Okay, that's more important. That's of the greater concern. Anything else is not important. Your answer should be, natural. Those should not be like you have memorized your answers and then you are replying. Most of the time, what I have seen in the world, especially in my country, okay, that actually only in our country, okay, that the especially in our area, the students try to actually cram the answers which are given in some books. Okay, and I think that is not right. Whenever we give reply or talk to anybody, we should, obviously, suppose you are learning, you are not learning for the sake of your IELTS exam, you are learning it for the sake of improvement in your personality. That means it should be in you. When you reply, means to say that you should have that audacity and capacity, like I can reply it in a natural way. Okay, you should have that capability that I will reply in a natural way. Obviously, I know that what reply has to be given in that sense. It's not like I'll have some points in my mind and then thereafter I'll give the reply. That is already there. That is already there. I told you that defining and explaining and everything, comparing and everything. So that is to be used in this task most of the time. Okay, like first thing that you should know about this is like which tense the question is asked in. If the tense is asked in the past tense, you reply in the past, but you can include the other tenses also. When you include three of the tenses at the same time, like suppose you're talking about any past experience, you will use the past. Okay, and suppose you are talking about present, I told you present and the future. But how to include three of them at the same time and just what we say, kill time of 2 minutes, because you will get the chance to, read for sorry, speak for 2 minutes continuously and you won't be stopped in between. There comes your learned activity. You have learned something, no? You have learned from me right now, Ritesh and Sanchita. You both of you have learned from me that the thing is, you have to define things, you have to explain things. Here you are going to do the same thing. Okay, when you explain a story, you actually narrate an incident. Like when you start with once upon a time there was a king. He lived very happily with his wife, and which was the queen. Okay, and something like that. He lived very happily. Whenever you are going to look at the story, the stories usually used to be in the past tense. Let us look at that example for that. Okay, just wait a bit. So here you can see there is a story. Okay, we're going to talk about the tense used in the story, basically like how the tense is used in whatever the characters are. Obviously characters in the story are of great concern. you know uh, we are basically talking about the tense in this aspect, like in this part of the like learning how to give the reply for the cue card. Okay, nothing else. That means there would be some other things also in the cue card that are to be taken care of. Okay, what are the different points and everything, then that is another thing. Here you see in the story that the story's name is A Quiet Walk. What do you mean by quiet? What do you mean by quiet?
Sean,
Yeah,
Silent.
you
yeah, silent. Something like silent, quiet means pacified and everything, no? There is no sound and anything. So we have a clearance state here that the story is going to be about um, very pacifying sort of walk, a quiet walk. Quiet walk may be a story maybe you have learned or you have heard before. I don't know whether it is, but you see how it is written. Debbie, one of the character. Debbie gained a lot of weight during pregnancy. Okay, Debbie is the name of the lady who became pregnant, and lot of weight was gained by her. But the tense you see, what is the tense? Gained is to attain. Okay, gained is second form of verb. That means past indefinite tense is used in that. Debbie gained a lot of weight during pregnancy after she had her baby, and then after she had her baby, again she had her baby. That means again the tense is past indefinite. She had her baby. That is, if there is verbs the third form with had, then it would be past perfect tense. But here it is simply after she had her baby, she started a diet. She started a diet. Again past indefinite. उसने शुरू की. That means she started a diet. Okay, she started following a regime and the system of eating. Okay, then her, everyone told her, again the past tense, she looked great. She looked great. Tense again is past. But she felt like she looked awful. But she felt like that she looked awful. Short sentences, not the longer ones. In the beginning, you have to have the shorter sentences. She wanted to lose more weight. Okay, she did not like the idea that she has gained some weight after pregnancy. Like after pregnancy, she has some sort of weight on her. So she wanted to lose. Like most of the sentences, if you're gonna see, all are written in past tense. Let's have a look at the rest of the statements in the story. I'm not going to stop in between, and you will be understanding the story. One morning, when her baby was 5 months old, obviously the background noise and everything, you know, has to be, in your mind. Obviously, that the picture becomes more clear, or sorry, the pictures become clearer. Okay, never use more clear, because clear is a word which has like mono, it's monosyllabic. If it is monosyllabic, then obviously it will have er and est for comparative and superlative. Remember that. One morning, when her baby was 5 months old, Debbie took her new stroller out of the box and put it together. And she fixed everything together. She fixed everything together. Put also here is second form. Everywhere you're gonna see the second form. After she and her husband ate dinner, Debbie put on her sports shoes. Okay, put on means like she got them on her like feet. Okay, um, then Debbie put on her sports shoes and went outside with her shiny new stroller. She pushed the stroller down the street. Again past tense. Her baby was quiet. That was unusual. Unusual means which is not normal. Her baby was quiet. Quiet means the the baby was not speaking anything. Was quiet. That was unusual. Usually the baby used to cry, but this time it like the baby was quiet. Then she pushed the stroller up the street. Okay, she pushed the stroller up the street. Maybe there would be some sort of slant or something. So that is why she had to push the stroller up the street, and her baby stayed quiet. And baby stayed quiet. That was unusual. Again, it was unusual. Debbie walked. Debbie walked faster. She started to sweat. That means some sort of perspiration on her forehead. Okay, Debbie walked faster because she wanted to see like what has happened. She started to sweat. She pushed the stroller faster, and her baby stayed quiet. That was very unusual. So something bad they were expecting, something wrong was like she was expecting, like maybe there is something wrong on her on something wrong with her baby. So Debbie met a man on the sidewalk. That she pushed her stroller to the side of the sidewalk. As the man pedestrian area, um, as a man walked by her, he looked into her stroller and then gave Debbie a weird look, like awkward look, odd look, which is not usual look. Debbie thought that the man was weird. She continued on her way. Two kids walked towards her. Again, Debbie pushed her stroller to the side of the sidewalk. The two kids looked at Debbie, and then they looked into the stroller, then looked at each other. Then looked at the Debbie again. They were watching, like maybe the picture is coming in your mind also. Then they laughed. They laughed. This made Debbie nervous. She stopped. She walked around to the front of her stroller. She looked in the stroller and found no baby. Debbie panicked. She looked around. No baby. Oh no. That means maybe she had not kept the baby in, or maybe like the baby was gone, or baby was stolen. I don't think so. The baby would have been stolen, but the thing is maybe uh, like baby was at home and she brought the stroller out. Okay, like without even seeing that one. Like she pushed the stroller down the street, her baby was quiet. Okay, then maybe uh, what can we make as a conclusion? But the thing is, the main thing is like here the whole tense, whatever we have used here: pushed, met, walked, gave, thought, walked, pushed, again and again same, looked also is repeated, laughed, made, again panicked. All these verbs are past tense verbs. That is why I meant to tell you that whenever we actually talk about a past experience, we most of the time use the past, like what we say, past, yeah, this one, past indefinite. We use past indefinite most of the time. So that is why. So here you have a task. It is your homework. You need to work on that one. Okay. I'll send you this picture also for the same, or maybe in the PDF form I'll be sending you the whole file. Okay, you can work on all these questions. Like, but here you need to understand, when we give the reply for the cue card, we need to think of each and every question given in the cue card, and we have to reply and adjust our answer accordingly. That okay, now how to do the answer, brainstorming and spider diagram is going to help you out. Okay, first of all, what you need to know is you will get 1 minute to prepare for this task. Okay, and in that 1 minute you are going to make short answers in the form of the spider diagram or whichever flowchart form, your choice. That is all your choice how you are going to reply. And the same process as we have done in the first part, we are going to follow here also. Like suppose you are describing the sports or the physical activity. First of all, you are going to define what is physical activity, and how did you see it, as like you can explain about physical activity. And then thereafter you are going to come to the point that you are going to describe about one event. You're going to make a story for the same. Okay, and then story is going to be framed. Firstly, you're going to define it, the thing that I have taught you, that how to define a thing and then how to explain about it, that is to be used first. And then thereafter you are going to actually narrate a story about the whole thing that you have done, and but you have to include all those answers, all those answers which will be giving reply to these questions. Like, what are those questions? Where you really usually did the sport activity, how often you participated in that activity, what what it involved, what were the different things that were involved in that, and also say if you like this sport or physical activity or not. You have to actually, whenever the cue card is asked, at the end of that one, they always ask about an expression, like what did you like and how did you like about it. Or okay, there you need to actually tell that how you were overwhelmed, you were happy, you were sad, you, whatever your expression is, you have to explain. Okay, we're gonna work on the second task in the next class, but right now this is your homework. Just think of the answers for the same and try to adjust a story with these questions only, and I'll tell you in the next class that how to actually adjust all these things at the same time. Okay, whenever you are actually framing an answer for the speaking task 2, like that means the cue card part, there you have to think of the answers. Like if it is where, you have to think of a place, you have to describe the place, and then how often you participate, like you need to tell the number of the times. Obviously how often will tell you uh, about the number of time. Okay, what if, what it involved, what were the different things in that, and you're going to talk about different things in that physical activity or sports. And also say how did you like the, if you like the sports, if you do not like the sports or the physical activity, then you can explain the same way. That's your choice, all your choice, it's all natural. If you are not going to be natural, your answer will be fake, and obviously you will be caught, and it is not the right way to actually present yourself as a personality. So I hope so that you have gotten some benefit from this particular task. I believe that my usual students like Sanchita and Ritesh both are going to get the benefit from that. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope so like you're going to get the maximum benefit with the videos like such. I'm gonna keep preparing the videos with my students, uh, for the students of all around the world. So keep on watching English Lovers by Haredi. Thank you very much.